Today we are going to discuss about how to format workbook at sheet level and dashboard level. So in formatting, there are different ways where you can format our work and workbook level and worksheet level, and how to format text and numbers, tables and cells, and how to define table structure and custom color palettes. So let's get started. So this is very most important. So not only the calculations, LODs, all the functionalities in Tableau. So formatting or presenting your work is also very important. So let's connect to sample superstore database. Okay, so now I can see the customer name. So in format, I'll have these 5 options. So these are the 5 options that I will have. So in these 5 options, we'll use most of the things. Okay, so by using these 5 things, we'll do font changes, alignment changes, shading, borders, and lines. So let me create one particular chart first of all. So I'll create a tabular chart, customer name and sales and profit. So here I have a tabular chart which has customer name and profit and sales. And I'll go to format and click on font. So by default, it is setting up to Tableau book 9 of size 9 in bold, italic, and underline. So we can do all this. So let's click on. So we need to see by changing which option so we need to see whichever, like this headers will have one position and this values will have one position, and the column headers will be selected at one position. So we need to understand what is what by seeing this. So now let's put some more columns. So let's put category, remove that customer name and put category and subcategory. Okay, so here I can see some paints. So this is nothing but a paint for furniture. So I'm able to see a tabular structure. For office supplies, I can see one tabular structure. So this entire thing is called one table. I'll make it entire view. So for now, I'll just increase the font. I will just increase the font too. So here I have selected worksheet. So as I have selected worksheet, I'll just so let's do one by one. So we will do for worksheet. So this is for worksheet formatting. So whenever I have changed font for worksheet, so I'm able to change it for each and every, I mean, the every item in the worksheet is getting changed. So if I make it bold, everything is getting bold. If I change it to italic, all the letters in the worksheet is getting changed. If I click on underline, everything is getting underlined. So if you want to do it for the entire worksheet, so you can use this thing. Okay, now let's see for pane. So what does pane do? Okay, so pane is just doing bold for these items, only which are there in this part. So these headers are not, the dimension are not getting colored. So worksheet formatting. So to color these things, so or to maintain for this one, so you should use this pane. And let's say see for this italic. So it is saying it is only changing this part. So pane is nothing but, in this case it is pane. So in formatting, so this is considered as pane. And let me clearly show you. If I put underline, so you'll understand. So only for these items it is getting applied. So that is about pane. And now let's see. Okay, now let's see header. Click on bold. only headers are getting highlighted. If you see, let me do underline. Okay. So when we did for pane, only this part is getting highlighted, or whatever font that we apply, that is getting applied to this one. When I say header, apart from this part, apart from whatever I have selected, the blue one, all will, I mean, for rest of them, the font will apply. So, most of the use cases, what we will do is, we'll keep headers as bold and increase the size a little bit compared to the previous one. Let me put 20. Yeah. So this way, so if you want to differentiate with the headers and the numbers, so this is the way. And I can increase and decrease. So that's about header. So basically header is nothing but the dimension names and dimension column header names and all this will be considered, and measure names. So these are measure values basically, as we discussed earlier. Measure values are nothing but the values in the measures, and measure names are the header names. Basically just keep this. Yeah. So this way you can, if you want to apply your font to the entire worksheet, you can use this thing. So it will apply to all the worksheet. Okay, so let's make it normal. Let's create a new one. So let's take category, subcategory, and sales and profit. So when I take this formatting, and let's say if I'm trying to put underline, okay. So whenever you try to put underline for the first time, so it is taking that. So this is for the entire level. So if you want to do it for the entire dashboard, then you can use it starting. But if you want to separately use this pane and all, so then this will not work. I mean, this entire worksheet will not work. Okay, so now we'll see. I'll just increase this. I can increase it here. 14. This will increase the headers. Okay, so now this way I can concentrate on this headers and the values. And now when you hover on this, you can see one tooltip. So if you want to format that tooltip, you can just click on this and let's say underline this. Now if you hover on this, you can see the in the tooltip that is getting highlighted. If you want to do font for the tooltip, if you see here, so if you want to do formatting changes, so you can do for tooltip as well. And title, so title is nothing but this one. Let me just show here. So this is tooltip. This is tooltip, and this is called as title. This is called as title. Okay, so now let's try changing the title to make it bold, make it italic, make it underline. So you can do any formatting changes. You can do coloring as well. All the changes, and you can select from the list of all these fonts. You can select any kind of formatting. So that is how you can do the formatting. And let's do, so total. So let's say total. So currently we are not showing any total. So let's go to analysis, go to totals, show column grand totals. So now I can see column grand totals. So that is for, so if you want to do formatting for column grand totals, so this is where you can select. So if I select bold, it is getting bold. Let's keep underline so that it is visible. So I'll keep underline for this one. So to do that, so just go to grand total. So I can underline that. So we need to know by clicking on which option we are able to format that particular grand total. Okay, now we also have total. So this is basically the grand total of the entire thing. For furniture, I want to see the total. For office supplies, if I want to see the total, so go here and go to totals, add all subtotals. Click on this add all subtotals. So for every category, you can see the total. And to do the formatting for this totals, all these totals, so just click on here and click on bold or let's say italic. So you can see this font is getting changed, and let's keep underline. So this way you can do changes. And when I say header, header is nothing but this one. So this is normal pane values. So this is pane and this is header. These are considered as headers. Okay, so let's go here. So basically the values, the measure values are considered to be pane. This is pane. And so this entire thing is to be considered as header. Okay, so for totals it is, so these are considered as headers, and this is also considered as the yellow one. This is considered as header, and this is also considered as header. So what is the header for sales values? It's nothing but sales, and header for profit values is profit. And okay, so this is how I can format. So when I want to do the change for this one, so for grand totals, this is the header, and you can make italic, underline like this. This way we can change it. So I'm just showing how to use this, but in real time you can use it in a proper way so that you can show the formatting. Yeah, let's color this. Let's change italic mode. Yeah, and let's increase the title size. Yeah, so this way we can format. And when you see this total and grand total has to be more bigger than totals. So let's increase the size to 16. Yeah, and make it bold. So this way, so that whenever you see these are the values and total is in bold, and for each and every number total is in bold, and grand total, if you see the font, it is somewhat bigger than all the other values. So this is the formatting option. So this is for font. Okay, so now we'll see for rows and columns. So let me make a duplicate. So I'll check for rows. Okay, let's see for rows. So these are my rows. So if you want to do by rows, we can do that. Let's do it from the starting. So let's put category, subcategory, sales, and profit. And let me increase the entire view. Okay. Okay, so now let's use format. font. Okay. Yeah, so these are my rows, and let's try to increase the font here. So when I do it at header level, it is, let me put underline. Okay, so these are my rows. So it is not considering the header names. So as these are my rows, it is only considering the rows, and it is formatting only the rows part. It is not taking the names of those rows. So if you try, let's increase the font so that you will understand. Yeah. So it is increasing only in the row level. It is not considering these values. And we also have selected only the header. Header is nothing but the name, I mean, the dimensional values. So that will be considered as headers. And here we have only one option to format the header. So specifically, if you want to format only this part, you can use that. So in this rows, if you are trying to do that, so it will format only these things. But in case of worksheet header, so in case of worksheet header, when you try to do that, so it is doing for everything. This entire part it is doing. Okay, when you go to worksheet rows, so it is just doing only this part. So that's the difference. So if you want to specifically do formatting changes for this one, this headers, then you can use this one. Okay, so let's see. So total and grand total is same as similar to what we have seen here. So if we have totals, go to totals. So yeah, sorry, go to this one. Analysis, so go to totals. So column grand totals, analysis, totals, add all subtotals. So here I can see all subtotals. Okay, so let's go to format, go to font. So here I can see the values. So all this I can see, and let's try formatting this. Only this total is getting formatted. Okay, when you select pane, so it will do only pane level, and header is nothing but these are the headers. So let's underline this. Okay, so this is only the selected ones are getting underlined, and let's increase size. So this way only selected ones are getting increase the size. And let's me remove this header one. Okay. So now let's try to, so header is same as similar to what we have discussed in the earlier case. So it will do the font changes for this headers. So only totals. So let me do underline. Only this will get formatting changes. And in case of grand total, so these are my pane values. So whatever I change it in pane, only change will happen here. And header is nothing but this one. So if I want to change only this part, so let me make it as red. Yeah. So like that, you can change it. So that is about worksheet formatting rows. And now let's see worksheet formatting columns. And let me make it entire view. Okay, now let's see columns. Okay, so basically these are my row headers. All this will become my row headers, and this will be my column headers. So let me change underline. So all this will become my column headers. So let me take a screenshot. Okay, so here I will tell you about worksheet. So let's, and at worksheet level, all this will be considered as headers, entire thing. So this part and also this thing, all these are headers. Worksheet level, these are headers. This is also worksheet header. And when I say row level, so when I try to do at row level, so if I go to this option, so then I will consider only, so this part is only my row header. So this part is my row header. So that means it is separating. These two things are getting separated. So at worksheet level, this entire thing which is colored in black borders, so all those considered as headers. But in row and column, it is just separating. So now let's see for column. So column header. So this is called as column header. So it is just separating. So at worksheet level, so entire worksheet level, all these red and green borders are considered as headers. But at row level, only this is considered as headers. I mean, if you want to specifically format these things, so the red ones, you can convert. I mean, you can do the formatting changes. And then column level, if you want to format only this formatting, I mean, this green borders, then you can do formatting at that level. So this is considered as column header, column header. Okay, so now let's see. Let's go to columns and I'll do formatting. So as I mentioned, only this and the top one is considered as header. Only that is getting changed. And let me increase the size. Yeah, so here I can see the size as well. Italic, bold, whatever formatting that I do, it is applying only to this header. And total, grand total, it is similar to what we have seen in the rows. So that is about the worksheet level formatting changes. Okay, any questions before moving forward? Okay, Rakib, can you tell me what is considered as row header? So in this particular sheet, what is considered as row header? Even the bookcases, chairs, all this also considered as headers. Yeah, correct. Okay, Prashant, can you tell me what are considered as row headers? Sorry, column headers. Yeah, category, subcategory, profit sales. Uh, yeah, not horizontal one, this column, vertical. Divya, can you tell me what are the pane formattings, which where it will change? I mean, this is these values are considered as panes. So if you go to she, yeah. So this part is, let's say, if I want to specifically change the formatting for this pane, Okay, so then I will use pane. Okay, so that's how I can do this. So okay, mainly these three things will be there: sheet, rows, and column. So now I have shown for font. Similar way we will have for alignment, shading, borders, and lines. So let's go one by one. So let me for worksheet formatting. So now I'll say alignment. So let's take same example, category, subcategory, and sales, profit. And make it as entire view. Okay, so let's go to format and say alignment and click on automatic. Okay, so here also we have these options. So sheet wise we can do formatting. Can everyone go on mute? Yeah, so we have these options, sheet level and rows level, columns level. So for every options, for font, for alignment, for shading, borders, so we will have sheet level, row level, column level formatting changes that we can do. Okay, so let's see sheet level. So sheet is nothing but it will consider entire worksheet. So this is called as pane. So this is considered as pane in formatting. So in earlier sessions we have discussed like when we are applying reference line. So when you have two different columns, we have considered this part as pane and this part as another pane, 1, 2, 3 panes. But in formatting, so this is considered as pane, and rest whatever is there, all those is considered as header. Okay, so let me do a formatting change. So yeah, Rakib. Mm-hmm. Yeah, in formatting language, this is not considered as pane. So earlier, when we were discussing in reference line concept, there it is. This is considered as pane. This particular thing is considered as pane. But in this case, this is not pane. So they are calling this particular the values as pane, and rest of the part is considered as header. Okay, so let's say if I make changes. So if I say left align, only this part is getting left aligned. If you observe, so nothing is getting changed. Only this part where I have highlighted, only that will change. And if I do a right aligned, only this will change. There will not be any change in the headers. And let me show you the direction of the letters. So the direction of the letters is normal direction currently. So if you want to do some up level, so like that you can change. I mean, here it doesn't make any sense, but sometimes when you are doing or when you are putting these numbers in some places in the dashboard, so then you might need to align in such a way there where you need to show the numbers vertically, and in this way you can rotate the numbers. So now usually you should keep in this way. Depending on the situation, you can rotate your numbers. Okay, so whatever I'm changing, it is getting changed only in the pane level. And this is to align to the bottom, or this is middle and to the top. You can see the numbers are going top, bottom, and like this. And this is wrap. So wrap is nothing but uh, whenever there is no space, let's say it will wrap accordingly. Let's say here there is very less space and bookcases is not fitting only. So it should, whatever space is available, it has to fit in that position. So I'll just show you. So when I try to do formatting for header, so I'll just click on this. So the header is nothing but whatever is I have not selected. So all these things will be considered as headers. This furniture, this entire thing. So these names will be considered as headers, even the furniture, office supplies, and this category, subcategory name, profit name, sales name will be considered as headers. So let me try. Okay, I'll do left align. So everything, even the profit and sales is getting left align. Let's try right align. So it is getting right align towards your right and make it center. You can see all those getting center aligned. And let's try this direction. So you can see it clearly. So everything is turning towards upside and you can turn it toward downside like that we can do. Okay, so vertically if you want to make it center aligned or down aligned, up aligned, all these things we can do. And I'll show you this wrap option. So bookcases, the place is not getting enough over there. So when you do wrap, okay, within that space, it will try to adjust. So it will try to adjust and it will show you the names. If you don't do the wrap, if you do off, so it will try to show in a linear way. So if the space is not sufficient, it will not show the proper name. So in presentation, you have to show the names properly. So if we have lengthy names, you try to keep it in wrap on option. So that is about this formatting. Otherwise, just increase the width of that particular subcategory. Even this subcategory is not coming properly. So let's on this wrap. So there is no space at all, so it is not coming. So let's give a little bit space, or you can drag it like this. Okay, so if you drag it like that, so if it has space and it will automatically come. Okay, so if it doesn't have horizontal space also, it will not show the name completely. And when you do the wrap on, so if you have some horizontal space, it will fit accordingly. Okay, so that's how we can do the formatting changes. So considering this to be as a pane and rest of the other things as header. And as we discussed earlier, total and pane. So go to analysis, show column grand totals. So that if you want to do formatting for this ones, you need to do for the pane. As we discussed, the number values are considered as panes. Okay, so if you want to do formatting changes, so let me show you. Only this will get changed, only this part. So the alignment, whatever I'm doing, it is getting changed only for that one. And if I want to change for only this one, so click on in grand total, just do for this left aligned, right aligned. So you can see only that is getting changed. In the same way, if you want to do analysis totals, add all subtotals will give you for each and every furniture for each and every category, you can see the total. And if you want to do the formatting for this, so as we discussed, all these are pane values. In total, you need to select pane. So formatting will happen only for that, the values which I have selected. And header, if I do, so only this one will change. Only the total headers will change. Sorry, yeah, header if I change, only total header will change. So that is how I can see it. And okay, so that's about worksheet formatting. So we have done only at the worksheet level. So now let's see rows and columns. Let's go to worksheet, sorry, row formatting, basically row formatting, alignment. So this is very important while creating the changes, like what type of font that we need to use and what type of alignment that we need to use. So that will be given by the client. So based on that, you need to change your alignment or the formatting changes. So let's take the same examples: category, subcategory, sales, profit, and make it entire view. Okay, so let's go to formatting and click on alignment. Okay, let's go to rows, header. So when I say row header, what is considered as row header? So these names are considered as row headers. Category. So as we have seen earlier, so this green one, sorry, row header is nothing but the red one. So red one is considered as row header. So whatever formatting that I am doing here only will be applied to this row header. So now let's see. If I do left align, yeah, only this is getting changed, only this part. And do right align, only this is getting changed. Nothing is getting changed. Do center align, or top align. So this way we can do the formatting. Okay, so this is at uh, row level. Basically, row headers, if you want to change specifically, then you can use rows. And total and grand total will be same. So let's discuss about columns. So column is nothing but these are considered as my column headers. The names of the dimensions and the names of the measures. So let's see. Okay, so this is getting changed. So basically this category, subcategory is aligned with the rows. So if this is getting formatted, so this is also, if this is center align, so this will also be center align. And if this is right align, the names also right align. But in case of columns, so this is separately aligned. So right align, center align, and left align. Only this top thing will get changed. And you can do, yeah. So this way we can do alignment changes. And total and the header will be same as sheet and rows. So total, grand total is same across sheet level or row level or column level. It is same across. Okay, so now we will see about shading. So let's take same example. Categories, subcategories, sales, profit. So we can color the entire worksheet. Okay, so this worksheet we can color it based on the shading. So let's see how we can do shading. Okay, shading at sheet level. So if I want to color the entire worksheet, then I will select worksheet, and let's say I'll select some blue color. Okay, so I can color the entire worksheet. And let me put band size as 0. Okay, so I'm able to do the shading for the entire worksheet by clicking on this. So, and if I do none, so worksheet is to, so as we discussed in the font level also, if I want to do formatting changes for the entire worksheet, so I was using this worksheet thing. In the same way, to entire worksheet, I can use this one in shading. So whatever I color that I select, so that is getting applied for the entire worksheet. Okay, now let's see what will happen for the pane. So let's select. So as we discussed, so the pane is nothing but this part is considered as pane. So if I want to specifically color that one, So I can use this pane color. And for header, if I want to use different color, so as we discussed in our previous thing, the black borders. So at worksheet level, the black borders are considered as headers. So these are called as worksheet headers, the black borders. So, so apart from the pane values, the headers are getting colored. Okay, so that is about how to do the shading for worksheet level. So let me just put the totals as well. So it totals also same. So you can put different colors for totals as well. Analysis, show, add all subtotals. Okay, so currently it is giving the whatever is the worksheet colors, but I want to color something different for totals. So pane if I do, so this will be colored in different colors. Okay, so let's try. Let's try. Sorry, I have changed the pane. So let's try changing the this one. Okay, so this will get changed. So the totals are getting changed. And for grand total, if I want to color something different. Okay, so here I can see. Okay, so I can see different colors for different. So this total I can see some blue color, light blue color, and for grand total I can see a different color. And if I can color this headers as well, the total headers. So let's color total headers. Okay, so let's color this total headers. So total header, I want some other different color, or let me put, yeah. For grand total, I want to put some other color. So this way I can put some different colors. Okay, so this is at shading worksheet level. And now let's see shading at row level. Categories, subcategories, sales, profit, and entire view. So this is shading at row level. So let's go format, shading, click on rows. So here you can format only this part. So as we discussed, so row header is nothing but at row level, whatever is the row, whatever the headers are there, only those will be colored. Okay, so this will be considered as row headers and this is getting colored. And total and pane is similar to what we have discussed earlier. And I will tell you about these bands. So let's go discuss in this shading worksheet. So let me remove these totals. So column grand totals, analysis, totals, remove all subtotals. Okay. So now if I use band size of 1, for every row, for every different row, I can color a different color. For every different row, I can use a different color. So what is that color that you want to use? So initially we have this light pink color. For the second color that you are getting, you can select whichever color you want to. Okay, so that is how you can change. For this is for pane level and header you want to get change, you can use a different color like this. And you can increase the band size. So for each and every row, you can see a different color. And for each and every 2 rows. So if we keep on increasing the band, it will increase the number of rows. For 3 different rows, you can see this colors getting changed like this. 4 rows, 5 rows, like that. And we also have, similarly, we also have column banding. So let me remove this band size for rows. So let me increase this band size. So for each and every column, for each and every row is changing. So if you keep on having the values in the column, so let me put discount margin profit ratio. So like this, if I have columns and go to formatting and shading. Okay, so if I put one for every column, there is a different color for every one row. And if I make the size as 2, for every 2 rows, for every 2 columns, there is a different column. For every 3 columns, for every 4 columns, like this, the band size will be there. So this row banding is basically on row level. For every 1 row, 2 row, 3 rows, 4 rows, 5 rows, it will do the, for every, you can see the band. And column banding is nothing but if you want to do 1 by 1, so this is 1 by 1. So one column will be in one color and the other column in a different color. So if you click on 2, so 2 columns will be in one color and the other 2 columns will be in one color. So the other color you can select like this. I mean, this is some kind of representation. What if you want to color each and every row in a different color, or for every 2 rows, if you want to see a different color, you can use row banding and column banding. Okay, so that option will be available in the row banding and column banding as well. So it is the same option. So for each and every row, you can see a different color. 2 rows, 3 rows, 5 rows, like that. So level is nothing but it will remove this all these bands. So it will not consider whatever you are selecting here. So level mean it will consider this category, subcategory which is there. So if you don't put this level, it will not consider the subcategory. So based on furniture, so the furniture will get colored and the next row will not get colored. So like that. So this will be considered as one particular row and this will be considered as second row. So band will be applied to this level only. And if you want to apply it to the next level also, you can apply it. So let me put one more column. Segment. So analysis format and go to shading. Okay, so now you see 3 levels. So depending on the number of columns or number of dimensions that you have, so if you want to color it based on the first level, for furniture, it will not get color. For in the next band, if you want the color, so 1 by 1, it will get colored. So for 2 rows, for 3 rows like that, you can color. And if you want to consider based on the subcategory, make it in the second level. For subcategory, it will color. For bookcases, it will color, and chairs, it will not color. Or you can. Hello, am I audible? Hello, am I audible? Okay, okay. Okay, so this way you can separately the consideration may be based on the category, subcategory, segment. And let's say in this, if I put it in the second level, what is my second dimension? It is subcategory. So based on that, I can say band size. So band size is basically if you want to color each and every row. So 1 by 1 row is one. If you put one size, so it will color one by 1 row. And if you consider based it on the subcategory, so put it in the second level. So for every subcategory, for each and every subcategory, there will be a different color. And for every 2 subcategories, there will be a different color if you increase the band size. For every 3 subcategories, it will be different like that. And if you make it level 0, that will be category. That will be category, and you can see for every category, For furniture, it will be a different color, and for office supplies, it will be a different color. And when you make it two, for every two categories, it will color. So that way you can do. And now we'll see how to do shading for columns. So this is basically similar as we discussed. So let's do it from the starting. Category, subcategory, sales, profit, profit ratio, and discount. Make it entire view. Make it entire view and select shading column. So let's select format and select shading. Okay, so if I select shading for header, okay, so as we discussed, only this column headers will get highlighted, or the color that I'm applying only will be applied to the this headers. Okay, so total and pane, so it will be similar across sheet level or row level or column level. It is same. And now we'll see the band. So band, if I apply at pane level, okay, so pane level I'm applying it. So let me remove this row banding. Okay, so I have applied column banding. So one column will be in one color and the other column will be in a different color. So the one column I can decide the color as, yeah. So I can specify that. And if I make it two, for every two columns will be in one color and the other two columns will be in different color. So that is about column banding. Okay, so now let's talk about the borders. Borders at worksheet level. Categories, subcategories, sales, profit, entire view. And let's go to format and click on borders. So similarly, we will have sheet wise and row wise and column wise. So let's say cell. Only this cells will be, so each and every number is called as a cell. So only the borders are getting applied to the cell level. And let's do none. And let's do it for pane. So anyways, we are doing it at cell level. So then no need of doing it at the pane level. So if you want to color or if you want to put the borders for each and every cell, then you can use this one. So let's do headers. Okay, so they have added one more option, which is cell. So if you are doing formatting for cell, so that will do for this one. And when you do for header, so as we discussed earlier, this black borders one are considered as headers. So this top ones and the below ones, this row levels, all these are considered as headers. So it is applying borders only to the headers. And let's put for cells as well. Yeah, so that I have completed this entire worksheet with borders. So total and grand total, so it is similar. So let's go to add all subtotals, analysis, go to totals and show column grand totals. Okay, so if I want to put some different borders, so yeah, so I can put like this. And for grand total, if I want to show something else, so this way I can keep the borders for that. So I mean, I can show the separation of the values and the total. So row divider is nothing but these lines are row dividers. If you want to change the row dividers, see this is getting so for every category you can see the row divider. I'll just increase this. Okay, so and this is at level of I mean this category level. So for every category you can see this row divider is coming, and if you increase this level a bit more, so for every subcategory you can see that. So this is basically row divider. If you want to do formatting changes for row divider, you can do that. So if you keep it at first level, so this will take the header names. After the header names, you will see the row divider. And if you make it second level, so by subcategory, by category, it will divide. And if you make it the second level, we'll have divided by subcategory level. And you can use segment as well. Okay, so if you add segment, okay, so you will get one more level where you can do segmenting based on the other column which you have added. So I'm just showing you, so you should not keep it like this. So I'm just showing you how you can keep row dividers. So depending on the requirement, you can make use of this formatting. Okay, so likewise, we also have column dividers. Okay, so the borders I have kept separately for grand total. So I'm able to see it here. So this way you can do the formatting. Let's remove this. It is looking odd. So I'm just removing this. Okay. And now I also have the column divider option. So let's put column divider. So it is giving you this line as divider. So let's see. Yeah, you can see this column divider here. And yeah, increase the level. So it will be applied to all the columns if you increase the level. So that is about borders worksheet. Okay, so we'll discuss about rows and columns. And also we have one more formatting option, which is lines. So we'll discuss that in the tomorrow session. Okay, so any questions for today? For borders? Mhm. Blending. Okay, show band. Okay, okay. Shading, I guess. You are asking about shading, right? Okay. So shading is nothing but, so worksheet level, if you do a formatting, so let me just create category, subcategory, sales, profit, and tag. So if I want to do formatting at entire worksheet, so I'll go to shading and I'll select entire worksheet. So entire worksheet will be colored. Okay, but if you see by default some band size is getting selected, so each and every row you see a different color. So if you remove this band size, okay, you can see the entire worksheet is colored in a light purple color. Okay, sorry, violet color. And let's see, so if I change it here, it will change accordingly for the entire worksheet. So this is at worksheet level, and when I color it pane level, only this will get colored. So as we discussed in formatting, this is considered as pane, and rest of the things are considered as headers. So for this, you can see the color, and let me make this as none. Okay, so now let's say if I want to put some color on the headers. So let's put color on the headers. Okay, so only the headers will be colored. So that is one. And let me remove. Okay, so now let's try using this bands. Okay, so each and every row will get, so let me put it at level 0. Okay, so when I put it at level 0, so it at category, for each and every category, you can see it is coloring a different color. For furniture, it is a worksheet color. And the next one, it will whatever color. I have not applied any color. Whatever color that I have applied, so there will be a different color. So when I apply row banding, so there will be a different color that will be used. So if I make it 2, so for every 2 categories, it will color one color, and for other 2 categories, it will be in a light pink color. So let's increase the level. So you can see that for every 2 subcategories, you see one color, and other 2 subcategories, you will see in a different color. Okay, so this level, first level is based on category. Second level is based on subcategory. Okay, so now I'm in subcategory level. So that is why for every 2 rows, I have selected level 2 in the band size. So for every 2 rows, I'm coloring. If I click on 3, for every 3 rows, it's a different color. And now I will keep it in the, let me make it 0. Now I will keeping it in the category level. And if I make it 1, so for every 1 category, so there is a different color. Even if I make it 2, so as there are only 3 categories, you can see only 2 categories are colored in one color, and other 2 categories we can't see. So it is just showing you that. So level 0 is category, so first dimension. The next level is second dimension. Yeah. So let's say if I use one more dimension here, go formatting, shading. So this is based on category. First level is category, and second level is subcategory. So for every 2 rows, it is coloring. And third level is segment. Okay. So now I'm basically applying on segment. So if you use one more dimension, you will get 4 levels here. Band size. Yeah. So I have kept 2 rows. For every 2 rows, I want a different color. So if I keep 1, for every 1 row, I can see a different color. Yeah. Okay. Is it clear? Okay, then we'll continue tomorrow about this borders. We have to complete this rows and column, and we'll see how we can apply lines for different worksheets. Okay, then thank you all for joining. We'll continue tomorrow.